Roman Reigns is back. Gunther is world champion, and SummerSlam is in the books. But did SummerSlam deliver, and where do we go from here? We'll get all into SummerSlam on today's episode of Wrestling with Ya Boy. Now, y'all know me. Still same OG. It's your boy Qwan. And if you don't say the Don, you ain't saying it right. And of course, I got my boy. He's still my BFF. No matter what anybody says, I'm still going to say it. The coolest man in the world, Jay Cooley.
Yes, sir. What's good, man? What's good? What a
Big
night
cool.
we had, right?
Bam.
Right.
That was, sheesh.
Shit.
So I'm just going to answer the question right now because I said, did SummerSlam deliver? I'm not even going to play around. Yes, it did. It absolutely did. It might be the best PLE in Triple H's short history as head of creative. Let's just be honest.
Let's keep it a beanstalk, man. Let's keep it a beanstalk. It's my favorite by him by far. Yes.
By far.
Yes. WrestleMania, Backlash, all that. This one was amazing, man. I loved it. I really loved it.
Right. But how we doing today, man? How you doing? I missed y'all yesterday. I usually host these PLEs at the crib, but yesterday I got stuck doing something else, so I couldn't even watch it live. I had to tune in later in the evening.
Hey man, it was cool. I didn't watch the pre-show. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't gonna sit around and watch the 3-hour pre-show. I had to watch the Olympics. And I watched boxing. So I was tapped into that.
Yeah, I was watching y'all in the chat going crazy over boxing. Who was fighting? Was it Bud? Was Bud fighting?
Bud fought. He was main event. Pitbull fought. Jared Anderson. It was a lot of names fighting. Yeah.
Good. All right, we might have to start a boxing podcast on y'all ass.
Yeah, man.
But of course, before we even get further, I have to say it. Y'all know it now. Y'all know what's coming. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Tap that notification bell before I tap that pause. I didn't get it this week. I didn't say it. But anyways, before we go further, can I get into my TalkSumRaw segment?
Let's get into it, man.
Actually, you know what? I want to say something. This TalkSumRaw segment, obviously, it's really the first of its kind. I'm actually really proud of this segment because it's a wrestling roast, and you don't have that. No other podcast is doing that. I don't see any other podcast doing a wrestling roast. So this is really the first of its kind. So if you see somebody else out there doing that, just know they copying the homies. You know what I'm saying? But trademark. With this wrestling roast, you said trademark. You're an idiot. But no, I'm noticing that when we post these, most people get it. Most people are laughing. They understand what we're doing. They can tell that it's nuanced, it's sarcasm, whatever. But there is always that small percentage of people that don't understand, and they get upset at the things we're saying, and they're just like, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. What's going on, Cooley? Are people just having a problem with this generation, right? Do people have a problem with recognizing nuance and sarcasm? Because I'm starting to realize that this is really a thing.
I mean, you got to understand, the generation we living in right now is very sensitive. We can't even say certain words that was regular 10, 12 years ago.
Right.
So you just got to, take it into consideration from that POV.
I feel it.
All these guys, sensitive, man. Overthinkers.
Don't
relax,
don't
bro.
overthink.
Relax.
It's sarcasm. It's fun. And I noticed this, not to go off on a tangent, but I really noticed this during the Drake versus Kendrick beef, because there was a line that Drake said where he was like, I forget the exact line, but he said something like, you always rapping like you trying to get the slaves freed. You rapping
like you trying to get the slaves free.
Yeah. And it was clear that what Drake was saying with that line was, he was questioning the sincerity of Kendrick Lamar and whether he was really pro-black or if he was just rapping like that, which is kind of crazy for a Canadian to even be saying to Kendrick. But
yeah,
it was obvious he was just questioning his sincerity. But I saw people online misconstruing that line and being like, yo, Drake want black people to be slaves. And I'm just like, wait, what? Are people purposely misinterpreting what's going on? Or do people really just have a hard time understanding sarcasm and nuance? I don't know. It's a strange phenomenon to me.
People reacting for engagement at this point, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Engagement. Keyword, engagement. And it's very annoying.
Right. Well, if y'all want to react to some engagement, I got y'all right now with this hashtag TalkSumRaw. Let's get into it.
Let's get it.
After a 3-hour pre-show that nobody watched, it's time for a 4-hour show with absolutely no black people on it. And no, I'm not talking about a Seinfeld marathon. It's time for WWE SummerSlam. The show opened with Triple H being all in the video like Diddy because he just can't stay his old ass backstage for some reason. BBW Post Malone performed a country song that was kind of hot, so shout out to him. And then it was time to wrestle. Dirty Dom's two kayfabe girlfriends fought over him like he was Flavor Flav on the VH1 reality show, but in the end, Liv won his love. Next up was Rick Steiner's beefy son versus Seth Rogen's homeless twin. In one of the biggest surprises of the night, Baby Steiner damn near squashed Sami Zayn to win his first championship on the main roster, so big congrats to Braun Breaker. Well deserved. Up next was the U.S. title match, and Triple H must have heard our complaints about the lack of black people on the show because Logan Paul pulled up with a rapper, notoriously white rapper MGK. Yeah. Nice try, Hunter. You almost had me. LA Knight beat Logan Paul to win his first WWE title at 41 years old. 41. He basically 2 Chainz for real. The love of my life, Nia Jax beat BBL Bayley, and Seth Rollins pulled up in pants shinier than Akon's forehead. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk beat the shit out of each other in a match that lived up to all the hype. But in the end, CM Punk just couldn't overcome his biggest weakness, a 25-cent bracelet. I haven't seen an ending that dumb since Batman v Superman. Next up, we saw Gunther make Keith Lee regret his poor Walter tweet yet again. Seriously, that tweet has aged worse than white people. That tweet aged worse than NFTs. Finn Balor turned on Priest, and if what I'm hearing is real, Gunther's your new world champion. And then finally, we had an opening match-worthy main event that only existed for the end sequence. Rikishi's chubby son lost to Homelander after our tribal chief finally decided to come his ass to work. Incredible show from start to finish. I hate that Sami Zayn got squashed. And as much as we joke about it on this podcast, at some point we do have to address the lack of black people on these big shows. But for the first time in Wrestling with the Homies history, I got to give this show 0 packs. That's right. This show gets a chef kiss. It was probably the best PLE in Triple H's short term as head of creative. And I honestly can't wait for Raw. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Fire. Like that, Qwan. Like that, man. That was fire, man.
I mean, you know.
Hey, man, you be having some crazy some crazy punchlines in it, bro. Said BBW Post Malone.
That was the BBW Post Malone, bro. What's his name? Jelly Roll? Shout out to Jelly
Roll, man. Cleanest choke slam of all time. Yo, Undertaker, he's coming for you, nigga.
Whoa. But wait, can we give Austin Theory some credit for that?
Bruh, Austin, man, I can't wait till he get his flowers, man. Bro.
Right. And I love that Triple H is slow burning him because, you know, Vince McMahon had that boy like with a rocket on his back. Vince McMahon was ready to put the title on him right now, but Triple H said, "Hold on, bro, slow your roll. Let's build him up slowly." So I like that he's taking his time with Austin Theory, but Austin got some height on that chokeslam. That boy touched the sky.
He did.
That was a dope segment. That was
fire. Yeah, man. I really like this PLE, man. Even though it was Seinfeld, the Seinfeld cast was on it. You know, this is my favorite Triple H PLE. I'm sorry. Like, it was so fire. And I was tuned in. I was entertained every single second. And all the turns and the new title holders. It was just fire, man.
We go get into all that. But before we get into our match-by-match breakdown, can we just talk about those tag team titles for a second? Because we saw on SmackDown, DIY's tag team title run came to an end after 29 days. 29? 29?
It's a day longer than Black History Month.
Right. But damn, we couldn't let DIY rock out with the titles a little bit longer than that. 29 days. The internet's upset about it, bro. How he feeling though? Are the homies upset about it? Because personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I love Tommaso Ciampa and I love Johnny Gargano, I'm happy Jacob Fatu got a title. I'm sorry, but I am. I mean, Jacob Fatu was performing for audiences of 200 like 7 months ago. So the fact that he is on this big stage winning tag team titles in WWE right now, that's ill to me. So I'm not gonna complain. I know he's a part of the bloodline, so it's popular to hate on the bloodline. And I be hating on the bloodline at times, but you're not going to catch me being mad at Jacob Fatu winning anything. He's incredible. So sorry, DIY. Y'all have to take that L.
It was predictable, man. These guys, Jacob, what's his name? Tamatanga. I always get them mixed up. Tamatanga. I mean, they're on the SummerSlam poster in less than
patch, bro.
with his eye patch. They're both on the SummerSlam poster in less than 2 months of them being in the company. You really thought they was gonna lose to DIY? Let's be honest. Right. Jacob took Ozempic and became an insane, an insane wrestler. Like, bro, is ridiculous.
Did you just say Jacob Fatu took Ozempic? Yo, what's up with all these people being on Ozempic?
Oh no, because I was kind of scared of Mother's Milk on the boys. I'm like, bro, he
was looking different. Right, and a part of me was afraid to say something because I'm like, I don't know, maybe he's battling some health issues or something. And that's because I remember when Chadwick Boseman popped up and he was skinny and everybody like had a comment, and then next thing you know, he passed away. So I didn't want to jump out the window and say it about Mother's Milk, but then I start seeing like Ice Spice pop up, mad skinny, ass gone. I see Meg Thee Stallion popping up, mad skinny. I'm like, what's going on, bro?
Lil Rel.
Ozempic is a problem.
Yeah, that's
Jacob
crazy.
Fatu, are you on Ozempic? I'm gonna post this clip just so you can answer us. Are you on Ozempic, Jacob Fatu?
Nah, he going crazy, man. Definitely one of my favorite wrestlers right now. He's going crazy. His stamina is incredible.
And I hope he's not hurt because I saw that boy in a walking boot and it's looking scary. It's looking scary, but I think it's a work. That's just me. I'm a sick man. Maybe I'm delusional, but I think he's good.
Definitely a work. He, Tony Khan had that neck brace on, walking around with a neck brace on. Yeah,
that was so insane. Remember neck brace? Remember neck brace, the LA
neck brace. I had some homies from there, man.
That's so funny, bro. Nobody's gonna know what we're talking about.
Nobody, bro.
It's like some jerking like back in the day LA stuff. But anyway, man, let's get into this card. Let's get into the card. You want to do that with me? You want to get into this card with me?
Let's get into this card, man. It's an amazing card.
Amazing card. So first up was Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan beat Rhea Ripley with help from Dominic Mysterio. Was this the right decision? Was it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was time. I thought personally, I thought Rhea was gonna get the belt, but I was wrong, and I knew that Liv couldn't beat Rhea clean because it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, facts.
Like you really gonna make me believe that Liv can beat Rhea clean? Nah. I knew Dom was turning.
She too small.
I knew Dom was turning. I knew something was gonna happen, man.
She way too small. Yeah, this was definitely the right decision. I mean, look, let's just be honest. Rhea Ripley is a part of a heel faction, but Rhea Ripley is coming out to the craziest babyface reactions we've ever seen for a woman. So you can't keep a babyface that big in a heel faction. It just wouldn't make sense. So at some point, they had to turn on her and kick her out the group. So, the Judgment Day remains heels, and Rhea Ripley and the other guy that we'll get into a little bit later, they on the babyface side now. It kind of is what it is. But I do think Judgment Day might need a shakeup and a new leader just because I don't know if I'm digging Liv, Dom, Finn, and Carlito. And JD McDonough. That's not. That's not. We started with Edge, and now the leader is Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Like, come on, man. We gonna need to replace Damian Priest and Rhea with somebody.
Need some taller guys, man.
Liv is enough. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, man, this Dominic Mysterio turned on Rhea. I felt him. This match was the story of my life. Having two bad BDs fighting over me, man. I can relate.
Yeah. And a wife at home, like, bro, what? He tongued her down.
Yo, they were tonguing. They were tonguing down.
I seen it.
Yo, these wrestlers' wives and husbands, they got to be strong people, man.
They strong, man.
Buddy Matthews, I keep calling him Buddy Murphy, like his name is still Buddy Murphy. Buddy Matthews tweeted something. He was like, yo, TK, can I go help mommy? And did you see that? I
saw that, man. He got jokes.
He got jokes, but man, I've been in this position before where two women were fighting over me, and it's not as fun as it looks on TV. I promise you that. It's a lot messier. It's a lot more toxic. It's not as fun as it looks for Dominic Mysterio. I wouldn't recommend it at all. You said what?
It's fun when you're not there. When you hear about it, like, oh, that's cool.
Right, like. So I wasn't there when it happened. But should I? Nah, I can't do that on this podcast.
Nah, you got to.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna tell it. If I bring it up, I got.
Yeah,
if I bring it up, I have to tell it. That's the rule. You bring something up, you gotta tell it. So my dumb ass, when I was younger, I was messing with two girls that worked at the same job, like a dummy, like a dummy, like a dummy. But it wasn't at the same time. So let me explain myself before everybody out there looks at me crazy. Let me explain myself. So I had a homegirl who worked somewhere, right? And she was just a homie. We would hook up from time to time, but for the most part, we were just friends. It was strictly physical, nothing beyond that. We didn't even look at each other in that way. It was just a thing. But when I met another girl that worked there, I kind of started feeling her like on a real level to a point where it was like, yo, I would date this girl. Me and her can be together. So once that started up, things with girl number one kind of cooled off. Like we weren't physical anymore. We were still homies. We were still friends, but it was nothing past that. The thing that I went wrong with is that I didn't say anything to either of them. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just figured like out of sight, out of mind, it'll blow over. Nobody will ever figure out anything. I can just keep it moving. One day they closed together and they got to talking. It always starts like that. They started talking and my name came up. Now I wasn't there, but apparently it came to blows. They started squabbling and it was ugly. It was an ugly situation. So the moral of the story is Dominic Mysterio, I can relate. And for the people out there, I would not recommend this situation. Do not get yourself in that situation like I did. I did that, so hopefully you ain't have to go through that.
The same job. Come on,
same
man.
job. And this is true stories, by
Use
the way.
your common sense.
True stories with Qwan, man. Look, I'm a different man these days. I'm an adult. I'm older. I got responsibilities. But when I was in my early 20s, man, I was running around, bro. So I feel dirty, Dom. I was dirty Qwan. You feel me?
Hey, man. Dom's wife is experiencing what Paulette Washington had to experience in the 90s with Denzel Washington. That is what she's experienced right now. So that strength has to be at a 10. You hear me? At a 10.
Right. It is crazy how Dominic Mysterio has become like a sex symbol in wrestling, in the wrestling world. His little mustache and shit. Like the girls going crazy for him. Like he's prime, I don't know, Denzel. Like what? How did this happen?
It's the mullet.
How did this happen?
It's the mullet, man. The mullet, the long mullet. Then he randomly grew a mustache. You know how
right.
Probably remind him of the Outsiders or something. Or somebody from Greece. I don't know.
And he got the tattoos. It's probably just, the bad boy image. But shout out to Dominic Mysterio, man. Biggest glow up in wrestling because he was trash when he first came on the scene. So he doing his thing. Next up, we have Bron Breakker beating Sami Zayn to win the IC title in a glorified squash match. Now, this one, I don't know how I'm feeling about it because I think Bron Breakker is ready. Don't get me wrong. Bron Breakker deserves that title. But a squash match? Damn. We had Sami Zayn defeat Gunther at WrestleMania and then defeat Bron Breakker their first match at Money in the Bank only to get squashed by him a month later. I don't know. It was kind of weird to me. Where does Sami Zayn even go from here?
TNA. I don't know, man.
Though, where does he go? Like, what do you do with Sami Zayn now? Does he run back over to Kevin Owens?
I don't want to see that again, man. I don't know what. To be honest, maybe you predicted something off air. Maybe he goes back with Roman to for a new bloodline angle.
So that's my prediction, bro. That's my prediction because clearly we got the new bloodline, right? And they're gonna go against the original bloodline at some point, but that original bloodline is only 3 members. They need a fourth man, and who was that fourth man that got
Sami
bloodline
Zayn,
popular
man.
in the first place? It was Sami Zayn. So
so maybe
Sami Zayn been running with Jey Uso lately.
Yeah,
That
match was really 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes 40 seconds, I believe. Like
5 minutes and 40 seconds.
I will say,
such a good run. He deserved better than that.
Yeah, and I will say, I love Bron Breakker, man, but he needs a different finisher, man. Like I don't
the spear. You're not digging the spear.
I'm not digging the spear. Like the top man, that's Roman's. You know what I'm saying? That's Roman. He do the spear, man. We everybody can't do the spear. First of all, I feel like he's too Goldbergish for me. Like I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just too Goldbergish. Like you are a Steiner. Get in your bag, bro, and do the Steiner screwdriver, something.
Yeah, or the Steiner recliner or something. Like we don't
something, bro.
I personally think Bron Breakker has the best spear right now. better than Roman's, better than Bobby Lashley's, better than Edge's, better than Jey Uso's, better than everybody who uses the spear. But at the same time, like you said, we kind of associate the spear with Roman Reigns now. So maybe he does need a new finisher. And that Frankensteiner is a crazy spot. Maybe that needs to be his finisher instead of a signature. I don't know.
But he got time. He got time. And he will be world champ one day for sure.
Absolutely,
but he got time.
Absolutely. Yeah. But Sami Zayn definitely deserved better than that 5 minutes. We both agree on that, right?
Yeah, man.
That match was a stinker. I ain't gonna hold you. That was the only stinker on this show. The only one. 5 minutes. Like, come on, man. Next up, we had LA Knight versus Logan Paul with black rapper MGK.
He was black today, huh?
Yeah, all right. Like, we needed somebody a black, so let's put a rapper on the show. Oh, it's a white rapper. Come on, Triple H. What we doing, bro? What we doing? But yeah, LA Knight defeated Logan Paul with the BFT and probably the best match of LA Knight's career. He almost killed Logan Paul with that top rope superplex, but thankfully, or I don't even know if I can say thankfully, because I don't know how I'm feeling about Logan Paul right now. I don't even know if I would be sad if he got hurt. I would never wish injury on anybody, but the way he be moving online, it's like, yo, whatever happens to him happens. You feel me?
Yeah. But he be going crazy, man. Logan.
Yeah, he's an incredible wrestler. That springboard moonsault to the outside of the ring.
Yeah, that was incredible, man. That was incredible.
That I didn't expect. But how we feeling, man? Is LA Knight? Is this title beneath LA Knight? Let's just really be honest, bro. It's the U.S. title. This is the first WWE championship in LA Knight's career. He's 41 years old. Career.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shouldn't he be above this by now?
I feel like we had this talk probably like a year ago that he was aiming for the world title, at least. The world title, you know? But, I mean, I guess to make fans, happy, content, because he hasn't had nothing and he's been over for 2 years, going on 3. So it's like we got to give him something. So let's just give him the U.S., let Gunther prosper or Priest.
Right.
For now.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So, I mean, it probably was just like a here a damn moment. So,
Yeah.
But it's cool to see him with something,
Yeah, it's nice to see him with gold at 41. This is, like I said, 41. In the rundown, I was joking around in TalkSumRaw when I said he's basically 2 Chainz, but it's true because 2 Chainz didn't get his first big hit of his career until he was like 42, 43. That's when he changed his name from Titty Boy and he made Spend It. I'm riding around, now I'm getting it. It's mine. I spend it. So it's never too late. You never know when it's going to take off for you. And right now it's taking off for LA Knight, despite the fact that he is 41. So shout out to LA Knight. Well-deserved title. I don't know if it's the title I want to see him with, but at least it's something. It's a start. Logan Paul, I don't know where Logan Paul goes after this, but
he goes back to the factory and make a better prime drink because the ingredients suck and it tastes disgusting. That's where Logan Paul goes.
Man, they might need to send Logan Paul to TNA. Get that. I think Logan Paul just needs a vacation. He needs about 2 or 3 months off TV because he got WWE in a lot of heat right now. Because he just be offering opinions. Yeah, he be offering opinions that really don't need to be offered. And it's like, no matter where you stand, if you agree with him or if you don't agree with him, the opinion that you have with the platform that you have, it just don't need to be said. Like, it's not. He probably don't even feel strong enough about that whole thing to even comment on it. He just wanted to get a comment out there because he's Logan Paul. And it's like, bro, everything don't need to be commented on. It's a lot of shit that I don't like. Right? Like, it's a lot of shit that I don't like, but it's like, it ain't my place to speak on it because, like, it has nothing. It doesn't affect me at all. So, like, why would I even offer that and then get my company under fire? I might as well just keep that shit to myself. So, Logan Paul, shut your goddamn mouth, man. Damn.
Life of a celebrity.
Right. I live a life of a celebrity. Shout out to Lil Zane.
Baby Tupac.
I live a life of a celebrity. Next up, we had Nia Jax, my BBW queen. Nia Jax beating BBL Bailey. I'm not going to lie to you. I hit fast forward on that remote when this match came on, my brother. So you going to have to break this one down for me. I did see the powerbomb spot, though. I did see the powerbomb spot, but I had absolutely no interest in watching this match. I ain't going to lie to you.
It was a fun match, It was, slow in the beginning, but it picked up. Like you said, the power bomb spots were cool. She did three power bombs, and then she sat on her twice and then won. The Tiffany Stratton distraction was pretty confusing. I don't know where WWE is going with that. I thought she was coming out
I
and
do.
getting the belt.
I
What's going
do.
on?
It's
Are they
obvious.
forming a duel?
So Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax been kicking it recently. They're like a thing now. They hang out. This is all clearly leading to Tiffany Stratton turning on Nia Jackson, cashing in on her when she least expected. It's so obvious. It's just there. It's like we don't want Tiffany to cash in on Bayley, so let's just put the title on Nia for a couple months, and then when Tiffany cashes in on Nia, she'll be the one. I wonder how the dynamics will be, though, because they could either do two things. They can either keep Nia Jax a heel and have her like kind of bullying Tiffany to the point where when Tiffany cashes in on her, she gets cheered, and now Tiffany's a babyface. Or they can have Tiffany stab Nia Jax in the back and cash in on her, which would then make us sympathetic towards Nia and turn Nia into a babyface and Tiffany a heel.
I'd rather see Tiffany stay like a heel. Like she got that heel feel, and I love it. So I'd rather see that for sure.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, the fans are cheering for her, so it's gonna be tough to keep her a heel. They cheering.
Yes.
They cheering.
Another Rhea, man. Another
right.
Rhea in the
Same
making.
thing with Rhea. Like the fans cheering for her, so they couldn't keep her heel forever. We'll see.
And shout out to Nia Jax, man. Apparently, this was her first SummerSlam ever. I never noticed that. That's crazy. Like what?
Yeah, considering how long she's been around, that's kind of nuts that she never got on a SummerSlam card. What we doing? Why was Nia Jax not on any SummerSlams before this?
She 40, man.
Better look out for my BBW queen. Come on, man. I love Nia Jax. People be thinking I'm joking around when I say that Nia Jax is the baddest woman in WWE, but I be dead serious. I love Nia Jax. I love my big women, man. I'm sorry.
Shut up,
I'm a sick Negro.
She remind me of J-Lo when she was younger. Like she looked just like J-Lo.
She looked like J-Lo. She like a big J-Lo.
Jenny from
the block. Nia Jax. I don't know what your dating situation look like, but if you like young, dark-skinned, handsome brothers, give your boy a shot. I think I DM'd Nia Jax before, and she's like, "Hey,
you're wild." Hey, we gotta show that. We gotta show that DM, man. Oh, bring it up on the screen.
I'm gonna look for it. I swear to you, I DM'd Nia Jax one time. I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. She did not reply at all, but it's all good. Just let me get my clout up. Know what I'm saying? Let me get my clout up. I'm gonna have Nia on my arm. I'm wilding.
Bro, really dirty dumb.
I told, hey, it is what it is. Now, what's your catchphrase? I guess. It is what it is. Next up, we had Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as referee. Now, look, I criticized this match because I didn't like the fact that Seth Rollins was added to the match. I felt like he was the most unnecessary third man since Tony Ayo. But you know what? I got to take that back. It made sense in the end. Like, I wasn't mad at Seth Rollins being involved in this. And, the ending was kind of weird because they got into like a scuffle over the bracelet. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I give it a pass. I crapped on it on the TalkSumRaw, but that was just me being funny. I didn't mind this ending.
This is my favorite match of the night. I loved it, man. I loved it. And seeing CM Punk, my favorite match of the night. I still can't believe CM Punk is wrestling in WWE. Like, I still can't believe it.
Right.
And he's 45 years old now. He's beat those wash allegations.
Oh, absolutely.
For those who are saying he was washed online.
Me.
Most likely.
Me.
Qwan and, most likely, the AEW fans, of course. But, CM Punk was looking good in the ring, man. I loved it.
He looked real good. And his physique was on point, too. Like, his arms looked bigger. He was in shape. Like, he looked good. He looked good. Shout out to CM Punk.
Shout out to Abyss for producing this match, man. Shout out to Abyss.
Abyss produced this?
Yes,
I'm not surprised. I love the fact, words cannot express how grateful I am for these old TNA legends being big deals in WWE now. It's like Abyss is a producer, Bobby Roode is a producer, Jeremy Borash is like damn near vice president of the company or something.
Yep.
Petey Williams is a producer. Like all these old TNA legends are now like big deals backstage in WWE.
Legends,
and this is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. I didn't know Abyss produced this match, but shout out to him.
Yeah,
that was a great match. It was a great match. And it left the story cracked open, if that makes sense. Like, we can revisit this. We can revisit CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre only because the finish was kind of weird. It wasn't like a clean finish. So that story is still open. While now we can proxy into the Seth Rollins and CM Punk thing. So it all worked itself out.
Go
in
to
end.
sleep.
So, shout out to Triple H for seeing the vision and adding Seth Rollins to that match. Although I would have liked Seth Rollins to have wrestled a match because it is SummerSlam, but we only got 4 hours. We can't fit everybody in on the 4-hour show, clearly, because there was no black people.
Right.
But it is what it is. Again,
Kiss
I
match,
guess. Yeah, that match was Chef Kiss for sure. Next up was my personal favorite match of the night. I know Cooley said that Drew McIntyre and Punk was his favorite, but my favorite was Gunther versus Damian Priest. Yo, these dudes beat the shit out of each other.
They did.
Gunther's his chest was bleeding from getting chopped over and over. Like, Damian Priest proved to me with this title run that he belongs. Because when he won the championship at WrestleMania, I genuinely didn't feel like he was championship material. But he's
really?
Nothing but I didn't.
He just got that. I know he got that aura though, man. He just I don't know.
The thing about Damian Priest is when he's on the mic, I don't believe him. Maybe when he's doing his whole heel all rise for the Judgment Day thing, I feel him. But when he is doing those tweener babyface promos and cutting into Spanish and then English, like, I don't believe it. It just sounds fake and contrived to me. So I didn't believe him as world champion, but he kind of proved to me that he belongs. He's a perennial all-star at this point. He's going to be a main eventer for a long time in WWE.
Yeah, definitely main event, man. He was dope. He was dope. Did you see him losing the title? Did you predict that or?
I did. So I've been saying that Finn Balor was going to turn on Damian Priest for about 6-7 months now. Yeah. I remember what happened at the last SummerSlam when Finn Balor pretty much lost his title shot against Seth Rollins because Damian Priest tried to get involved. So This was a full circle moment. I knew it was coming. It finally came. Finn Balor turned on Damian Priest, and your new world champion is the Ring General, Gunther.
The way Finn came and put his leg on a rope and turned around like this, I was like, bro, it's hilarious, dog.
No, the best moment of this goddamn match, bro, the best moment by far is when Gunther had the rear naked choke on Damian Priest, right? And Damian Priest is fading. And then he just goes crazy, comes back to life, rolls over, and then immediately goes to choke Finn Balor. It was insane to watch on TV. Yo,
bro, was Michael Myers for real.
Crazy. Oh, he was definitely Michael Myers. He woke up, tried to kill Finn Balor, and then got choked out again. I'm all in. I'm all in on Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. This is going to be an incredible feud. But can we speak towards Triple H's use of Gunther? Because Gunther is a guy that Vince McMahon apparently didn't believe in. Vince McMahon saw Gunther backstage and said, I don't see it in him. He was ready to job Gunther out, but Triple H took over and turned Gunther into a world champion.
Vince for sure hit and miss, man.
I'm sorry, Keith Lee, but that tweet is aging worse than cryptocurrency, man. Like
Walter.
If what I'm hearing is true, poor Walter, poor world heavyweight champion
Keith
of
Lee.
the world.
What Keith Lee doing, man?
He better start reviewing food like the other Keith Lee.
Oh, hey, yo.
Nah, shout out to Keith Lee though, man. I miss Keith Lee, and I hope that we do see him back in WWE at some point. But that tweet aged like milk because Gunther is doing his thing. Gunther is 10 times the wrestler that Walter was. I know Walter was an incredible in-ring talent, but Gunther is achieving things that Walter never achieved. This man is a world champion right now. He just wrestled in front of 57,000 people and won a world title. Crazy.
Can't beat that.
Right. How long is Gunther going to have this title, though? That's what I'm afraid of.
3 years. He ain't he gonna have it for a whole decade probably, man. He ain't never giving up on that title.
Right? Do we really want to see that though? Are we really trying to watch Gunther hold the title for 3-4 years, man? Triple H better not do that.
I don't know, man. I do want to see him go against Brock though. We gonna need that.
Oh, we for sure gonna need Brock Lesnar versus Gunther.
Expeditiously.
Actually, you know what? Ilya Dragunov versus Gunther. Don't forget, Ilya Dragunov is one of the only people in WWE outside of Sami Zayn and I want to say Braun Breaker who have beaten Gunther. So
Dragunov one of the
maybe,
ones, man.
yeah, maybe the end game of this all is Ilya Dragunov dethroning Gunther in a year or two. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
probably.
But shout out to Gunther and shout out to Damian Priest for that incredible title run. You deserve all the respect in the world. You won me over for sure. And sucks that you're not in Judgment Day anymore, but hey, I guess Carlito will take his place. We'll see Carlito with the braids tomorrow on Monday night.
R.I.P. that JD era, man. R.I.P. That was a great era.
Facts. That was a beautiful era. And it started off as one of the worst factions in the world. So the fact that they got so good and became what they were was just chef's kiss for sure. Chef's kiss for sure. And finally, the main event of the night. Cody Homelander Trevante Rhodes versus Rikishi Sikoa.
Man,
the match was what it was. I'm not gonna lie. Solo was decent. Can we give it to Solo at some point? Like he's not bad
for sure. Because I wasn't expecting even a decent match. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be mid. I ain't gonna hold you, but Solo proved me wrong, and he tapped in that bag.
Nice. That boy can go. He was in there doing. Man. He was breaking out moves I ain't never seen him do. He was doing diving headbutts. He did a splash off the top rope. He was doing spinning power bombs. I'm like, yo, Solo can go.
Yeah, man. You had to tap in that bag for that follow up because we just saw Cody versus Roman. So what you gonna do?
Right.
You gotta tap into that bag, man.
To me, I would say that Solo showed that he belongs. I honestly think that Solo is a main eventer in WWE for years to come. That's just me. Maybe people feel differently, but I really think that Solo is a main eventer. But we all know this match was only the main event because of the finish. The finish saw our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, is finally back in WWE. He finally decided to come and clock in and take his ass to work. He was bigger. He had grays in his beard, but he here. And he was wearing trophy room ones. I was like, damn, all right.
Yeah,
he heard us talking about them 6 rings or whatever. he pulled up with the trophy room. Pulled up with some heat on. I was like, all right. But yeah,
original tribal
chief,
chief,
man. There was the whole, who is he going to attack? Is he going to attack Cody Rhodes or is he going to attack Solo? He attacked Solo. So now we're finally going to get Bloodline versus Bloodline, and I'm here for it.
Bruh. Let's talk about his theme, man. He came out to the I think that was the one from Mania 40 he used. It was just a live version. So, I mean, at first I was like, who is this?
Right.
And then it panned to head of the table. I'm like, oh, okay. I was expecting his old theme, but I mean, it's cool.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as the music hit, I knew who it was because it. I feel like you were in the group chat. You and Sylvan, who was supposed to be here, by the way, but he pulled out the last minute. He had stuff to do. I'm gonna let him slide. I'm gonna let him slide this week. But I feel like y'all didn't believe that Roman Reigns was gonna return, and I'm just like, bro. They are telegraphing this.
I thought he was in
Paris,
been
mentioning Roman every week, man. Like, obviously, he coming out.
I thought he was at the Olympics, man. Olympics been good so far, so I thought he was chilling out there eating a cheese plate or something, you know?
Right. I thought he was filming a movie with Keke Palmer or some shit. This man was backstage in some trophy room ones. But yeah, man. So, Roman Reigns is finally back, and the match kind of delivered. The match kind of delivered to me. So, great show. Great show. Probably the best in Triple H's short term as head of creative, in my opinion. I don't know how the people at home feel. I want to hear from y'all, though. Did y'all enjoy SummerSlam? Did it live up to all the hype? Y'all let us know. But before we get out of here, Cooley. Wait, go ahead.
I was going to say one thing, man. They need to be careful with making Cody Super Cena. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man?
Do they, though?
What are we doing? You can't get put through a table and then a frog splash and kick out. Like, what are we doing, bro? You already already only been pinned 3 times and since you've been back, you know, at WWE. What, like, bro, what are we doing, man? Are we going this route? Are we really? But
they kind of did the same thing with Solo though, because at one point Solo got RKO'd. He got Swanton bombed from Kevin Owens, and then he got like, what's Cody Rhodes' finisher? The whatever that joint is.
The Crossroads?
The Crossroads. I was about to say the Nightmare Adjustment. Where the hell did I get that from? The hell is a Nightmare Adjustment? The Attitude Adjustment? But no, he hit him with the Crossroads, and then Solo kicked out at 2, and I'm like, wait, Why are they booking Solo like he's Andre the Giant? Like, what's going on?
I don't know, man. Maybe I mean, I guess they are gonna make him Super Cena, and they're gonna do what they couldn't do with Cena, which is Homelander turn heel.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna see.
Yeah, and when he turns heel,
I
it's
guess.
gonna be incredible for sure. But
Yeah.
like I said, man, I want to hear from the people at home and how they felt about SummerSlam. But before we get out of here, Cooley, I got some fan comments for you, my brother.
Let's get into it.
Because someone didn't like the things you were saying about.
Damn, man, nobody don't like nothing I be saying.
You compared Bianca Belair's situation in WWE right now to Montez Ford's, and our boy Mike Lovin, the boss, said, and I quote, "Bianca Belair has accomplished a lot already in her short career. Putting over Jade is not a bad thing. You can never compare Bianca to Montez, my boy."
So the thing is, I wasn't talking about Bianca's whole career and they have nothing to do with her. I'm just speaking in the moment that they don't have nothing for her to do right now. So she's, in a duel with Jade, just like Tez is in his duel with Street Profits, and they're just winging it right now. So I'm just speaking in the moment, brother. We know that Bianca's one of the greatest to do this. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. I feel you, but I also feel where he was coming from too, because it's hard to compare the situations only because Montez Ford is someone who hasn't been to the mountaintop yet. So him being stuck in the tag team, it kind of sucks. Whereas Bianca Belair, she's stuck in a tag team right now, but she has been to the mountaintop multiple times. And
Most
she
definitely.
stood on the mountaintop. She planted her flag and was up there for like a year and a half or 2 years. So her coming back down a little bit, it's a little bit of a different situation than Montez Ford. So I get what he's saying, but I also understand that you were just comparing the fact that they're both stuck in tag teams. You weren't saying that, So shout out to you though, Mike. What is it? Mike Lovin, the boss. Appreciate the comment. As
Mike
always,
Lovin, the
please
boss.
leave more. We love responding to y'all comments on this podcast, man. I had another comment. This comment was from Sylvan Jr. Now, Sylvan was upset because we were laughing in one of our Bobby Lashley videos when we were speaking on Triple H not really pushing the brothers. And I guess he didn't like the tone of our delivery because he said, "You guys are laughing, but on tonight's SmackDown, African Americans went 0-3. Carmelo, Apollo, and Bianca and Jade all lost. Y'all laughing like this Triple H-ish ain't real." First off, appreciate you for the comment. Yeah, appreciate you for the comment. But let me be clear, bro. Let me be clear. There's not a lot of podcasts that are based around wrestling doing what we do right now. We constantly speak on the misuse of black talent in WWE. Not just in WWE, but just in all of wrestling in general. Matter of fact, the only wrestlers we've had on this podcast so far has been black wrestlers, and that's by design. We want to be a platform that black wrestlers feel comfortable coming to and black wrestling fans feel comfortable listening to. So we have made it a mission to speak on black people being misused by these wrestling companies. So don't mistake our laughter and our playfulness as disrespect, because we like to have fun on this podcast. We want this to be a fun experience for everybody, but at the end of the day, we do speak on these things. So don't get that misconstrued. Secondly, I do want to speak toward what you said about SmackDown. You said that black people went 0-3 on SmackDown, so Triple H is kind of racist. Let's really look at SmackDown, bro. That first match was won by Andrade. It was Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes, right? Andrade won. Andrade is Latino. That second match was won by Santos Escobar. He faced Apollo Crews. Santos Escobar is Latino. That third match was won by Jade and Bianca because Shorty got involved. It was a DQ. They beat the Unholy Union. So that third match was won by a black team. The main event was won by Jacob and Tama Tonga. That's two Samoans. They beat DIY, who are white. So if we're going to speak on Triple H being kind of shaky when it comes to race, using that SmackDown is not the right time to bring that out, because the only white people on that show were the Unholy Union and DIY, and they both lost. Every other match was won by people of color. So what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Facts.
But Triple H did need he needed some brothers and sisters on that SummerSlam card. I'm not going to let him get away with that. I can't let him get away with that. It was 4 hours of non-blacks. You said what?
I need him to put the rocket on Tez, man. We need him in these main events
Put
or
the
something,
rocket
man.
on Montez Ford. And I feel like it's
Jeez.
coming. I feel like at some point they know what they got in Montez. They just I feel like they're scared to split Montez from the Street Profits because they don't want him to get lost in the shuffle. Because at least as a tag team, they're always going to be a threat for the tag team titles. But if Montez Ford is away from Angelo Dawkins, for one, what does Angelo Dawkins do? Like, is he just going to go back to NXT or what? And then Montez Ford, as incredible as he is, WWE is kind of stacked when it comes to mid-card and main event level talent. So there's a chance he could split and then get lost in the shuffle and just be in opening matches wrestling against Santos Escobar or something. So maybe keeping them together right now is the safest option. I don't know.
Tough spot for sure.
Right. But I appreciate you, Sylvan Jr., for the comment. But please understand, we definitely speak on these things. Don't ever mistake our laughter and our playfulness for disrespect, because we like to have fun, but we also tell it like it is.
Facts.
But if you want your comment read live on the podcast, if you want us reacting to your comments, leave them. Leave the comments. Leave these comments so we can respond to them, man. But you got anything on your chest before we get out of here?
About to watch the Olympics, man. And I'm excited for this week of wrestling. I'm excited for Raw. I know Roman not pulling up on SmackDown, so that's a bummer. But we'll see. Hopefully Jimmy pulls up, man. I definitely miss Jimmy.
Yeah, facts. And I'm excited for AEW too. Don't get me wrong, man. Like now that SummerSlam is out the way, it's time for the All-In build. So we're about to get, Danielson and Swerve. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. So I'm here for that too. Sure. Yeah. But we'll get into AEW on our Wednesday show. But until next time, this is Wrestling with the Homies. We are out of here. Peace. Make sure you like and subscribe and tap that notification bell, baby. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow? The day after? I don't know. Whenever we're ready. Peace.
Soon.